Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jose, but you can call me Juice, and I hope y'all are having a great motherfucking planty day. So today we are going to be doing some mini greenhouse maintenance because I really have not tended to these plants in here for like months. I definitely have some things I need to deal with, and I definitely want to repot some plants and maybe take some cuttings. But yeah, before we get into that, if you didn't already know, I do be uploading plant content here every Wednesday and Saturday, so if you'd be looking for that, I got you. And you should definitely think about checking out my other videos. And if you already have, why not click that subscribe button? You're already here. And don't forget to leave me a like or a comment. It'd really help my channel out, and I'd also really appreciate it. But anyways, let's just get right into the plants. Alright guys, so we're gonna start off with my main mini greenhouse. Everything in here is still doing really well, but there are some things that I do want to take out of here because some of these plants are starting to outgrow the little greenhouse. So first up, as I'm sure you could tell, my squamiferum definitely could use some more space. She takes up like a fourth of the mini greenhouse. But she's doing really well, so that's why I haven't taken her out of here yet. Look at all those freaking aerial roots. Like, she be going crazy. But I do need to take her out of here because, like I said, she be getting a little too big, and I just want to, introduce her to the outside area and start growing her out here. And then her moss pole, literally the sphagnum moss, some of it came back to life. So before I take her out of here, I do want to try and harvest some of that and see if I can continue to grow it by itself. So yeah, I'm going to try and do that. But y'all, look what I noticed the other night. Y'all see that? There's freaking fungus growing up in here. I don't like how it looks, but maybe we'll be able to deal with that today if I have to repot her. So I'm just going to try and get some of that live sphagnum moss into this little pot right here that I put some dampened sphagnum moss into. Hopefully this goes well. I'm going to take out this little grass first if I can. Whew. There's some live sphagnum moss on this, so I'm gonna keep that. And now let's try to get some of this other sphagnum moss. Look at that, y'all. Isn't it cute? It's so green. Alright, so I think I took a good amount. Hopefully it propagates well and I can have a little pot of sphagnum moss growing, but yeah, wish her luck, y'all. Oh my god. Alright, so it is time to deal with my philodendron squamiferum. She definitely needs a repot. Look at these freaking roots growing out the bottom. These weren't here the last time I checked on her, so she's definitely been going crazy. It's really nice to see her in all her glory. She has plenty of space to stretch now. But anyways, let's go ahead and repot this girly and see what's going on with this fungus in here. Alright, so this is the pot I'm going to be repotting her into. It is definitely a nice size up, and she's gonna have plenty of space to grow and mature. So first things first, let's get her out of this pot and let's see how bad this fungus is. Look at that, y'all. She's doing really freaking good. This soil looks really good as well, so I'm definitely gonna reuse it. As y'all can see, there's definitely some fungus growing up in here, but luckily it's not like invading the soil as much as I thought it was. I don't think it's actually that bad of a problem. So we're just gonna go ahead and continue with the repot as normal. Okay, so let's get some soil in the new pot. Like I said, I'm gonna reuse this old soil because it's still looking nice and chunky. All right, so now let's add some fresh soil. Also, this is kind of random, but my friend Khadija just hit 500 subscribers on her YouTube channel. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about Miss Plants Locks Books, but I just want to give her a little shout out and a little congratulations because she literally deserves all the success. I really think her videos are super high quality, and if you're really into planty content like I am, which I'm sure you are because you're watching my video, definitely go ahead and check her channel out. We're trying to get her to 1,000 subscribers, so go over to her channel and show her some love. All right, I think she's definitely ready to go into the pot now. But like I said, I do have this fungicide spray that I want to try out. I've honestly had this for a while, but yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and spray the fungus a little bit just so she doesn't take up the whole soil and take all the nutrients away from my squamiferum, because I would hate for that to happen. So let's go ahead and just spray this down real quick. This spray is actually working really well. Like, the fungus dissolves before your eyes. I think that's enough fungicide spray. And she's already looking super cute in the pot. So let's go ahead and just fill it up. Did y'all know today is International Day of Peace? So if you have any plant chores to do, definitely feel free to, join me and we could just, be peaceful with our plants. All right, guys, she's all repotted. She's looking really good and I think she's gonna do super well, but let's go ahead and give her a quick little water. I'm honestly not gonna water her too much. So in this watering can, I'm pretty sure I have Super Thrive water, so that will definitely help with transplanting her. I think she's gonna do really well. Wish her luck, and let's move on to another plant. All right, guys. Next up, we're gonna be dealing with my rhaphidophora decursiva. She's super cute. She's definitely grown a lot since the last time y'all have seen her, I think. Basically, I'm just going to be taking some cuttings, and I think she has substantial enough aerial roots where I can just pot her back into the soil, and she should be able to just root up just fine, or at least that's what I'm hoping. So let me just... Here's our cutting. Let's cut in between the nodes now. So I cut it up into 3 different cuttings, but like I said, I am just gonna pot them right back into this pot. So let's start over here. And we're gonna put in this little cutting. She has this cute little aerial root on her. Hopefully she does really well. This is the next cutting we're gonna add. She got some good roots on her as well. All right, and now we need to pot up our last cutting. And I am just gonna top her off with just a little bit of fresh soil, just to help secure things. And just like before, I am going to water it with just some more Super Thrive water. And I think we are all done. This is what she's looking like now, y'all. She's definitely gonna be a lot fuller. So I hope she continues to grow really well so that I can have lots of vines growing up a moss pole someday. I am trying to get some fenestrations on this girly, so hopefully I can achieve that in the future, but I think she looks really good, and I am just gonna put her back into the mini greenhouse so that she can continue to thrive and just root up really well. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next plant. All right, guys, so next up we're going to be repotting my philodendron burle Marx Fantasy. She was just getting too tall for the mini greenhouse, so it's time to take her out. But basically, my plan is to pot her into this pot right here, which will be a nice little upsize. And I am going to make another little like moss pole slash wall situation because she's like on a moss wall kind of that I made for her. So basically I'm just gonna make a bigger one and kind of just place her up against it with the moss pole that she already has. And since there are already tons of roots on the back of this, I think it should be able to just root in pretty easily to the new moss pole, and then the new growth on top can just, you know, continue to grow up. So yeah, hopefully that works out, but let's get into it. All right, so let's go ahead and make our new little moss wall real quick. So I already have some pre-dampened moss, so we're just gonna time lapse this. And now that I'm all done making our new moss wall, let's go ahead and repot my Burle Marx Fantasy. So let me see how much space this pole is actually gonna take up. I might need a bigger pot, honestly, because this takes up a lot of space. Be right back. All right, guys, so I was able to find this pot, and it is still gonna be a little bit of a tight squeeze, but I think it's definitely more space than the last pot had, so I think this should be fine. But let's go ahead and continue with the repot now. So of course, I'm gonna start by adding some fresh soil on the bottom of the new pot. All right, and now let's add our moss wall in. Now let's go ahead and add my Burle Marx Fantasy. I'm excited to see what the roots are looking like. Also, by the way, I'm sorry this is just like another repot video. I know that was what I did in my last video, but I've been meaning to do maintenance on my little mini greenhouses for a while because they definitely need it. She has a pretty good root system. It's not as much as I thought it was gonna be, but I think a lot of her roots are in the moss pole, to be honest, so I can't blame her, but I think she'll do just fine in the new setup. So literally, I'm just going to place the old moss pole right in front of the new moss pole, and I'll probably zip tie them together. All right, so she's pretty much all repotted. Like I said though, I am just going to zip tie the old moss pole to the new one, just so that it is more stable and secure. All right, so now she is literally like hugging the moss pole, so that's exactly what I wanted because she should be able to root in to the new moss pole pretty easily and just continue growing up it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I am just gonna water her with some more Super Thrive water as well, just to get her all settled in. But all right, y'all, she's all repotted and looking really good. So wish her luck on her growth journey. And I hope the next time y'all see her, she's a lot bigger. But anyways, let's move on. All right, so we're gonna switch gears real quick and move on to my little mini greenhouses that I have below my main one. So basically in these ones, I have a bunch of little baby plants growing that I plan on selling on my shop. So I talked about this in my last video because someone asked about it, but I am in the process of starting up my own little online plant shop. So I have lots of propagations going for plants that I want to sell, but I thought I'd just update you guys really quick on how the plants in here are doing. So for the most part, everything is doing pretty well. I definitely want to get some better grow lights for them because I feel like these ones really aren't that strong. But basically, all I really plan on doing with this is just taking some cuttings from any other plants that could be propagated. Oh my god, it looks so beautiful. I have not like taken these out to like look at their full glory in such a long time. Actually, I think I might take cuttings from these. Also, by the way, this is the philodendron that's popular for having those like red backs. So like, look at that. So beautiful, right? Oh my god. I love this plant so much. It's definitely one of my top favorite philodendrons. My twins big like Tia. My twins big like Tia Tamara. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a cutting. Okay, we might lose a leaf in the process, but I'm going to cut it. Here we go. So unfortunately, I did lose a leaf, but she still has a lot left, so I think she's gonna be just fine. I think I like took that cutting just perfectly because I was able to save some of these aerial roots, so she should hopefully have an easy time rooting up. I'm probably just gonna root these in water, by the way. Okay, now we have the next plant. This one has a really long aerial root, so she should be able to root up super easily as well. Luckily on this one, I was able to save the leaf, which I'm happy about. But let's go ahead and get the cuttings we took some water. All right, guys, so I got this mason jar, and I'm just gonna fill it up with some Super Thrive water. All right, and now let's add our cuttings in. All right, but this is what she's looking like. So hopefully these cuttings are gonna do really well. But yeah, I'm excited to be growing some more of this plant, and I just love propagating plants in general, so I'm glad I did this. All right, guys, so next up, we are going to be taking some cuttings from these philodendron camposportoanum plants. These ones are just little babies, but they are long enough where I can take some more propagation. So we're just gonna do the same exact thing as we did with the last plant. So we got one cutting, and I'll probably cut this one in half so that we can make it two. Bam. Now let's do the rest. All right, so I finished taking all the cuttings. So we ended up with 4 in total, and each of them has 2 leaves. So I am just gonna go ahead and grab something to water propagate these in as well. All right, I think I'm gonna use this little recycled blueberry reserves jar. But same thing as last time. I'm just gonna add some Super Thrive water. All right, now let's add our cuttings in. This is what we're working with. It looks super cute, and I hope these cuttings are gonna do super well. Anyways, guys, that pretty much brings this video to an end, so I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave me a comment letting me know what you think of the plants I repotted, or if you repotted any plants during this video, or even if you got plants that you still need to repot, because I can definitely relate. But if you didn't already know, I'd be uploading plant content here every Wednesday and Saturday, so if you'd be looking for that, I got you, and you should definitely check out my other videos. And if you already have, why not click that subscribe button? You're already here. And if you want to see more of me, I do have a plant TikTok by the same username. So if you're interested, definitely check that out. But I'm going to go ahead and get this video edited and uploaded. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see y'all on Saturday. Bye.